In first century Palestine, the time of Christ's appearance, the people were looking for a sign. They got their sign, but it was not the sign that they were looking for, because it contradicted and ran counter to everything they expected. Christ crucified. The Jews looked for a Messiah, but Jesus' shameful death on a cross proved to them that he wasn't the glorious liberator they awaited. The Greeks looked for a philosopher greater than Plato, who would demonstrate the order and harmony of the universe. A Messiah who would challenge this cultured intellectual piety by reversing its values and dying on a cross, to them was just plain stupidity. You see, Jesus throws everything off balance. The cross was an obstacle to faith then, and still is to this day. Everybody wants Jesus, the agent of social change, or Jesus the revolutionary, or Jesus the healer of damaged character, but nobody wants Jesus, the sacrifice for sin. Easter has become like Christmas. We know there is a story behind the holiday, but somehow the real meaning has become lost in chocolate eggs, yellow chicks, and pink bunnies. These things are such a contrast from the true expression of Easter. They effectively distract us from the passion and death of Christ, his bleeding body, shattered bones, and raging thirst. In fact, to show clips of the Passion of the Christ for some would be too gruesome, bordering on offensive. We don't mind watching violence as long as it is kept to fantasy. So we exchange the challenge for chocolate and the blood for bows. Good Friday reminds us that humanity is not going to be helped by power, only by God's laying aside his power for the love of us. Power forces us to change, but only love can move us to change. Our natural human inclination is to focus on God's love rather than on Christ's sufferings, but the two are inseparable. It is only as we gaze at the suffering, dying figure of Jesus we have any understanding of the depth of God's love. Christ's passionate outpouring of love on the cross is not only the source of our salvation, but it is the source of God's power and wisdom in our daily lives. So, whether you are in a state of grace or disgrace, elation or depression, self-inflation or self-condemnation, the blood that streams from the mutilated body of Jesus cries out to us. This isn't a joke. It is not a laughing matter to me that I have loved you. Christ on the cross is not just a precondition for salvation. He is God's enduring word to the world, saying, "See how much I love you." Do you know that if you had been the only person to ever walk the earth, Jesus would have endured the shame and pain of the cross for you alone? Tonight, as we reflect on the 3 days that shook the world, we hope that you will hear more than words, that you will see more than an object of history, but you will realise the reality of the crucifixion, this place of torture and shame, a scandal of the most profound kind, yet at the same time experience in a stunning reversal of human wisdom, the cross of death becomes the tree of life.
When I survey the wondrous cross on which the Prince of Glory died, my riches gain I cannot but loss, and poor content